Okay.
All right, we are back with another episode of House Battle. Very, very interested in today's segments. We got the Battle of the Carolinas. Really, just one Carolina in particular. It's the one that's down south, South Carolina. We got Columbia, South Carolina versus Hilton Head, South Carolina. Both $559,000. That's what we are looking at today. We're going relatively poor people edition. Very excited. We're going to start in, where is this? This is Columbia? This is Columbia?
This is Columbia.
All right, we're starting in Columbia. 4 beds, 3 baths, 2,600 square feet. Curb appeal. What do you got?
Yeah, I like the eggshell front door. I think that's
I
kind of
love
cool.
the door.
And the landscaping up front is nice and neat and not overly, not overdone. The outside of the house is pretty. I mean, I don't know. I think it's curb appeal is just pretty solid. It's not, you're not going to drive by and slam on the brakes, but I think if you're looking at this house on purpose, when you first pull up, you're going to be excited. I think it's good looking. So
I think it's one of the cutest houses we've seen. I don't care for the little fake balcony things. I don't understand the purpose. I don't really think it necessarily adds to the house, but they're there.
They are.
Okay.
They are there.
They are there.
I actually agree with you. That's the first thing I noticed. The one on the left actually looks okay because it could be like a balcony, like an actual balcony. The one on the front is just like I don't know what happened here.
There's not even a fake window.
No, it's not good. What I can't get around though, I will say, and this is a cute house. It's a cute house. It looks decent.
Yes.
It looks not. It got some decent trees. I love the tall trees. Particularly again in the summer, like you see it in the fall, that sort of thing. Like that's going to look really cool. I'm sure from the street, this looks great. What I can't get past is that the right side of this house, everything to the right of this door, looks basically like they just sort of forgot to do stuff, and then they just had to like kind of cobble it together. Because on the left, everything flows. Great windows, awesome, looks fantastic. On the right, I don't know what happened. They just sort of gave up, ran out of money. I'm not sure what happened there. But I do like the house. I like the house. I like the door. It's hard, in my opinion, to pull off that colored door. I think it looks pretty good here. So I'm on board with that. So let's hop inside. We'll see what's going on.
I think on the right side, if they did ivy or something on the right side of their house, that it would really help it. And if they had just pulled up the blinds on that one window, it also wouldn't have looked so disheveled, because they have the blinds down and it doesn't match the open window.
And once again, that's on the realtor. Got to notice that when you're taking these photos.
Yeah, 100%.
Gotta notice that.
Absolutely.
100%.
So that's a cute entrance right there. Yeah. With the pots and everything. Fabulous job.
Although the shutter, is that just because it's a Carolina thing? The shutters around the door? I guess I've never seen that before. Is that like
that
a
might be
protect
more
you
of
from a hurricane kind of thing? Or
I would, maybe, but hurricane shutters are actually like legit.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not sure about those. Hurricane's going to whip right through those bad boys. So
right.
But I will say that they have some handle. If you look real close, you can see the handles on them. That look pretty fancy. So maybe it gives you some kind of look. If you kind of close those or something, it might sort of, I don't know, look decent. I'm not sure, but yeah, that's very weird. I haven't seen that before. This is the first time I've ever seen that.
It is the actual size of the door, though, which is nice that it's not
true.
cut
I'm
off.
also going to be really excited if that's a lion's head that's holding the door knocker. But I don't know.
I think it is. I don't know if we get.
I think it is. I don't think we get close enough to know, though.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, because that screams classy right there. So.
All right, first impressions. You walk in, which again, this appears to be, you walk in the front door, right on your left. This is what you're seeing. What's your first impressions here? What are you guys thinking?
I like the color. I like how bright it is. I like. I mean, it's very inviting feel.
Mhm.
I will say though, that I do think that they kind of shoved a little bit too much in there. I know some of it is from staging, because I promise you all those books are not always on the table and stuff like that. But once again, and this is just a personal preference, but I don't like to be in a room where in order to watch the television, I have to do this. I would prefer to just sit this way and look at the television right there.
Yeah, and these chairs don't appear to swivel.
No, it's a very southern sitting room, in that you have oversized furniture, and it's a very white. It reminds me of South Carolina style, interior design in what they've done here. I also don't know. I understand why they hung the blinds or the curtains higher to give the illusion of the room being larger.
Yeah, taller.
But it just bothers me, taller. Yes, thank you. That it's a foot above their actual windows. But it's like very thin. I don't know. It throws me off. I've been staring at it the entire time.
Well, and I also think that plant in the corner is a little much. That's got to be moved.
The plant is no good. The TV is too small for where they have it, because there's like a picture next to it, which is sort of
like touching the television.
Yeah, it's like a size, like they do those things where, like, you put something next to like the Coke can or something, or like, here's how big these things are, or whatever.
Right.
So I'm blanking on the word of what that is, but it's a comparison of that. Makes it look really bad. I hate this marble, whatever the hell they did around this fireplace. I hate that.
Really?
Because it doesn't go with anything else in this room. Literally nothing else in this room goes with that. I like the floor. I like all of that, whatever, but they just have this sort of off-white walls with this white ceiling, with these beige curtains, with this white furniture, with all of these, and none of it goes with the marble on there. I like the inside. I think the inside of that fireplace is awesome, but my eye goes directly to this marble, and I think it looks bad because it's surrounded by just more white, which isn't even the same pattern. It's not the same. It's not the same texture. It's not the same pattern. It's not the same material. I don't like that.
What wall color would go with this? Because I guess I thought, you change it to be white and not off-white, because that's kind of what is off-putting for me, is the white and gray marble with then a cream and then the white furniture.
I think the only thing you could do would be like a really, really light gray, like almost like a seafoam gray, but or if that's even a color, but
could be
like a blue gray. People say that. But
back to your point about the curtains though. Now not only are they a foot above the window, but then there's 3 feet of it lumped on the ground.
I know.
What is that? I mean, that's just, you talk about a disaster to try and clean.
It's not good. It's not good. I like this. The only
person that gets to sit facing the television has to sit on a bench with no back on.
no back support. It's all about keeping your spine in the correct place. We're not about comfort in this house. No. We're not about convenience. We are about, and again, the staging on this, like, there's a lot of individual pieces that I like. I don't like any of them together. I don't know what this bench is made out of. I don't know why it's this pattern. I don't know how this goes with anything else in this room, except maybe the picture that's touching the television. Other than that, I literally don't know what's happening. But I will say, if I walk in this house and immediately, like, the left half of my vision is purely this giant room, I like that quite a bit. I think that looks great. When you walk in, I think that looks great.
I'm not a huge fan of the white cloth covers on. Looks like there's going to be white cloth covers on the breakfast nook as well.
It's not great. It's not great,
especially for eating. I mean,
that's not.
But maybe that's a South Carolina thing, because there's a lot of white here. I mean, there is a lot of white going on right here.
Yeah,
I think the thing to remember though is the cloth coverings are not part of the house, and this is the realtor's fault again.
Oh yeah, 100%. No, this is definitely the realtor's fault.
It is so distracting that the only thing you're thinking about is cloth coverings when, like it was mentioned, this is a great entrance. Not a very big kitchen, but it looks like they did a lot of, it's got a vent hood. You know, it looks nice from afar. It looks like a bigger kitchen than it probably is from far away. But all you see is the fact that you have cloth coverings in the living sitting room. You have them at the kitchen table. You have them at the breakfast. That's all you see.
Yep. Yeah, you got the nice bows tied. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That kitchen. It is nice. However, I am going to point out one very obvious thing for me because I have children. Where's the microwave? You can't.
100%.
There's 100%. No microwave. No microwave popcorn. There's no microwave mac and cheese. You cannot survive without a microwave.
I think it. Yeah, I don't know if it's in the islands down here, like down.
I would doubt it.
Yeah, I know.
But
I would doubt it. No, I think you're right. I think there's no. I mean, obviously you could bring one in, whatever, but it's going to look like you added it, right? It's going to look like you added it. It's not. It looks really great right now. The kitchen looks great. It's going to look worse if you put that microwave in.
I didn't know because they have the ones that come out. So like they have the ones that come out, and they're often in the island. So I was trying to see.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking. I don't see it, and if you're going to get one now, you're going to have to put it on the counter, which is going to be terrible. You're just going to set a microwave on a counter somewhere. Right. And let's be honest, this kitchen is small. I mean, that is a small kitchen.
Yeah. The actual functional space. There's not a lot of counter space. No. Not a lot of counter space. There's some.
Not a lot of cabinets either, dude. Not a lot of cabinets either.
There's not a lot going on. It looks nice. Don't get me wrong. It looks very nice. They've done a pretty decent job with it, but your pantry's not very big. Again, I'm with you guys. I've never understood why we even have cabinets. It's purely for look above the refrigerator. You can't use them fundamentally. So that eliminates two. I mean, it's not the smallest in the world, but for $559,000, it's not.
I do like that you can actually circle the island, that they didn't make it a peninsula because it is a small space. I mean, yes, they would have had a little bit more counter space, but it's not functional for how small your room is. So.
But I got to tell you, I mean, for almost $600, this kitchen is it's really disappointing, unfortunately.
Yeah. No, I agree.
You're not wrong.
You got a formal dining room, whatever. I mean, again, it's nice. Like this is nice, but I don't know.
Why do we have cushion? Why do we have pillows on the seats that also have the white coverings on them?
I fundamentally don't understand that.
I can't tell you how many times I've sat down at my breakfast nook table and been like, God, we should really get some throw pillows.
If I had more
lumbar support. I would enjoy
pillows,
my meal better.
Yeah, 100%. I totally agree. I am notoriously a big pillow guy on this show. I'm very much. I could use more pillows in every room. That's certainly big.
This is interesting right here.
I don't know exactly. I don't even know where this is.
This is looking like it might go out to some sort of a back porch or a side porch area. I actually really care for this. I think that this looks really cute. I don't know why whoever did the designing is really obsessed with this many table books.
A lot of table books.
And all the cloth covering on
that.
everything.
Yeah.
A lot of cloth.
I don't care for the table. This particular table, but it looks like a nice setup and it looks really grand. And it does make me feel like I'm in Charleston, South Carolina in this room.
Oh, for sure.
I agree with that. That's true.
But why would you put this right in the middle of the room? It's clearly not a table that you're using for anything other than to put stuff on it. I feel like you could have done something on, more of like a hutch.
Because it's like a rich person entranceway. Like this is what we see in a lot of like the $1 million houses where they enter and there's just a circular table when you enter. I feel like they're trying to like add that class
of a woman's head with flowers growing out of it. So.
Yep, it's like a new version of a chia pet,
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fancy chia pet.
Yeah, 100%. I'm sure it's way more expensive than a real chia pet, is my guess.
Yeah.
This room is nice. They could do a lot more with it. I don't know why you're covering up these nice floors. I don't know. Let's hop into that bathroom. This looks like I can't tell.
It looks like a powder room more than a bathroom.
It's kind of a half
bath.
That's a great powder room. That's a really nice powder room. I like that window quite a bit. Like that. That's a very nice feel. Real weird to have that mirror like directly next to the toilet.
I agree.
Why isn't that over the sink? But
that part
not
I'm not
enough
sure about.
room. I think that's really highlighting how small this powder room is.
Yeah.
In that case, though, why wouldn't you find a different mirror? I don't think this mirror is like good enough to force it into any room.
No, I agree. But I like the room. I think that, you know, if you got rid of that, I think you can do some good stuff with this. It's a nice room to have there.
This I like because the realtor kept the picture with the neighbor walking by.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. You see your neighbors, you know it's a community.
Yeah. That's
subconscious.
That's not the main entrance, right?
No, this is another entrance that's like closer to the garage. So when you looked, there was that circular window, and then to the left was the garage. So this is a second entrance.
Yeah. So it was like that. It was like that extended. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Like right above you, right here is where that second balcony strip was.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do like all the shiplap going through, and again,
it kind of looks pretty good in here. It looks pretty good.
It keeps with like the theme of the home.
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. They're definitely nailing the "we live in South Carolina" feel with what
100%. Which honestly, if I'm going to move into South Carolina, it's probably something that I would like to see, you know, at some point. So, so my guess is this is, well, I don't know exactly where this would be, but maybe right off the front door. I think this is right off the front door, and the left there.
Yeah, probably off to the right. You know, we went left, and this is.
So and you have a bedroom right there.
That's the problem I have with this is that bedroom is real close. It looks like a big bedroom. It looks like a good sized bedroom, but it is real close.
And
I don't know what this
picture
is.
as well.
I'm not sure what's happening here.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think you're gonna go down this hallway, and this is gonna be the master bedroom.
Okay. Okay.
So
let's keep going.
So we get three pictures of the sun mirror. That's actually a pretty sweet little setup there, though.
See, I have to say, I don't mind the walk. I didn't mind those pictures because you really got a feel of like walking. Like you understood the depth of the house through pictures, which they often don't include.
Yeah, but that's usually where the virtual tour comes in. But.
Yeah,
this is a decent size master.
It's just a little tight at the end there, but
having a 4-poster with the canopy and then having a
fan right above it
that like goes into the canopy is weird.
The actual
like
the pull chains are through it. Yeah,
it literally goes inside of the canopy, so that's a little that's not a great look in my opinion.
These colors are also very suddenly different.
Yeah,
their house is very light and airy, and then this looks like they went back in time about 10 years, which is an interesting choice for a master.
But I will say it's a decent size. It's a decent sized room. It is kind of hidden back there. That is kind of, you know, it's sort of a oasis away from everything else. So that's kind of nice. Assuming there's a door, I assume there's like an actual door you can close. I would guess that this is the ensuite, is my guess.
Yeah,
I believe so.
One single sink, it appears. So that's, you know, if you're looking for a his and hers, that's not great. Decent size.
One single sink that you also are in the same space of entering your shower.
Yeah,
so if someone is getting ready, the other person is opening the door, which it looks like they did make into a sliding door. Actually, I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before.
And I'll tell you what, that is not cheap. That door right there was probably like $4,000.
Oh yeah. 100%. It's a nice, it's a nice little area. So this is that first.
So this is that room right off of the.
This is massive. This is a huge bedroom. I mean, for like
a well done little girl's room too.
Yeah, for like a little girl's room.
It absolutely is. Yeah.
This is gigantic. I mean, she's got plenty of room to move around. You can grow into this. That seems like a decent sized bed, anyways. I know it's not a king, but I mean, it's still a decent sized bed already. You know, so yeah, I mean, this would be a great room to grow up in, or something like that. I'm going to assume that we're now upstairs.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's my assumption. This is a huge nursery / second bedroom for another kid that you could kind of grow with.
The angle that they took this picture makes it look like the room is like 35 feet long.
It does.
It really does. That's pretty large. What else we got here? What's the? This is
another bathroom.
Another powder.
Yeah.
I think that No, if you look, there's a shower. If you look in the mirror, there's a shower, a bath, combo.
That's what that is.
Off to the left.
Okay, so it's a little small, but it's decorated pretty nice. All right, so a good
so here you have
playroom.
just like a playroom. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that you could turn into a, as they get older, you could turn into a, something different. Or if you didn't have kids, you could, that's a nice.
You turn it into an entertaining room.
Entertaining room.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. Theater room, whatever. I mean, any combination, but it looks pretty big. You might even be able to do a couple things with it.
Oh wow, another big yard like that.
Okay, huge yard, huge trees.
Yeah,
nice deck. Looks like that deck is pretty good.
Yeah.
I like a lot of what's happening right here. I like this backyard quite a bit, actually. It is inviting. It's very inviting, and it's a good size. I don't like that fence that they have. The
chain link
cheapens it. Yeah. Cheapens it a little bit, but if you go into it and you say, all right, maybe we'll build a nice fence or something like that. Wow. That might be the nicest laundry room in any house we've seen. This is a great laundry room. I like the window. I kind of wish the window was a little bit bigger, but I like that they have it.
The only thing that's throwing me is the deer head above the window in between the cabinets.
I'm not sure what's happening.
We have seen nothing like that in this house so far.
No.
And now we have just the random.
It's also very small compared to the rest of the room, and then placed high. Like it's not low enough for how big it is. It's.
I just don't get that at all. That makes anyway. But,
no, I agree. That's a weird one. Okay,
I think
cool.
This is a great office. That the pictures are very out of the backyard should have been last. We went out and then we came back in, which
you can't figure out where you are in this house. Maybe that's what they're trying to go for. They want you to feel like it's a maze. I don't know, but I don't know where I am. I don't know if this is on the first floor, the second floor, the basement. I have no clue where this is.
This looks like it might be on the second floor too.
But I will say that's a great home office,
though,
especially in a time where people are working from home and all that stuff. I mean, that's a fantastic office with great light coming in. You can feel awesome if you're working at home, or if you're somebody who brings clients to your house or whatever. Like
absolutely
anybody would. This is a great room. This is an unbelievable room.
I mean, you could turn this into like a nursery too. So if you have 3 kids, you're very easily getting 3 kids in this house, and it's under 3,000 square feet. So
this is pretty nice here.
So that's interesting.
So there's that table.
It's right off. So it is an office. Like you don't want your baby off of this room.
All right. Well, that's something, I guess. Okay. So that's.
And the laundry room is. The laundry room's
right off it. That's interesting.
That is very interesting.
It's not ideal, but hey, look, if you're having a home office, it is what it is. It's still not bad. So that's it. That is Columbia, South Carolina. 4 beds, 3 baths, 2,600 square feet, $559,000. We are going to hop over just a little ways to Hilton Head. See what's going on the other side of South Carolina.
Do you know what I'm realizing? They do not have a garage.
Yeah, it's almost like they turned the garage into
I thought that was a garage, and it's not. And I just realized that after.
That's a great point. I hadn't considered that either. You are correct. That's definitely the office. No garage here. Gonna have to take a couple of points away for that one for sure. But we'll hop to Hilton Head and we will see what's going on there.
This almost looks like they green screened this. This is really funny, actually.
This is interesting. Curb appeal.
Yeah.
Not a lot. I'll be honest.
No.
Not a lot for me. I don't like this very much. I don't like the house. I don't like much of what's happening on the outside. The bushes are nice, color. I guess. The bushes are fine.
I don't even like the bushes.
I like the palm tree or whatever that is. I think that's kind of cool.
They have some nice trees, I guess. But other than that, not feeling this one so far.
That and the biggest window on the front of the house is over the front door.
Over the front door, 100%.
I mean, that window is almost as big as their bay window. That is a massive window.
And they don't have like a really impressive staircase. I enjoy when houses do this, and then they have like a really windy or ornate staircase where there's even like a landing and there's a huge art piece right there. Yeah. But it doesn't have it. It's like looking into a little catwalk.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, that catwalk.
Nope.
Okay,
Wow.
so you walk in and you see a lot of space. I mean, you get it's got a lot of ceiling, all of that stuff. The problem is, again, we're spending $600,000, right? So this is, I mean, this is $559,000. Oh, I'm sorry, this is $550,000. Let's go 5-bed, 4-bath, 3,200 square feet. So we're talking, we're talking about
space.
Yeah, I mean, it's about 25% bigger than the other one, for a little bit cheaper. So I mean, it's not bad. You're living in Hilton Head. You're not in Columbia, but the amount of functional space, and again, if you have a room that is basically 2 stories tall, that can be awesome, and it can also be really bad, and it's a very, very thin line between those two things. They did better here with like having these windows that are sort of up a little bit higher, so there's not a huge amount of space above them, and they sort of made it nice because you can kind of put things in front of them. But what you have to do here, honestly, like the only way you can buy this house for the most part to walk into this is you have to have like an 80-inch television between those two windows, and then something super ornate on your mantle. On top of that mantle, you have to have something. That can't be blank space. It has to be something there that's sort of a statement piece. And it could be anything. It could be like speakers or something. Like it doesn't have to be, art necessarily, but it's got to be something that makes a statement because there is so much wall. That's the problem.
Agreed.
That TV
I also think
like,
that your TV should be proportional to the amount of couch, the size of your couch. Yeah. So these are massive. Again, you got the drink holders in this one. They are actually looking at the TV, so that is
it's faced directly at the television.
But this looks like you're really gonna settle in to watch a couple of games, and you're gonna have to like use binoculars in your own house. That's it's very interesting.
You're not reading the bottom line on that TV. There's no way you can tell what other scores are of any other games.
Absolutely not. I don't like
the other thing that's really annoying me about this is that the interior of the house is the exact same color as the exterior of the house.
I was just about to say that.
Literally,
you have to repaint this whole thing.
You don't. You could close your eyes, and other than being enclosed, you would not know if you're looking at the outside or the inside of the house.
I totally agree. There's a lot of good light in this room. I don't love the windows. I'm not in love with kind of what's happening here, but that's a personal preference. There's a lot of decent light. It feels big, but again, it's a double-edged sword. If it feels big, it means it might feel too big, This kitchen is way bigger than the other one, even though the actual like space itself doesn't seem that much bigger. But having this whole kind of room that goes out, you can put a nice little.
It's definitely almost the same size.
But it feels even bigger because you get that little nook right there, and it opens it up even more.
The thing that's interesting to me, though, is it looks like that space was meant for a double oven, and it looks like they 86 the double oven and put in the microwave, which I'm fine with. But I feel like you still could have pulled off the double oven and the microwave.
Plus the microwave. I don't know why you wouldn't have 3.
Yeah, you just have this weird black space now that you've just got trinkets on top of. But again, though, here we are, we're talking 5 bedrooms, and you're lucky. There's not even a bench on the other side of that breakfast nook table. So you're lucky if you can get 4 people to sit down. I mean, I suppose that's what the island and the stools are. But the functionality of the kitchen, I feel like the layout is, they could have just done a lot more with it. And, but there is more cabinet space. At least they have a microwave. I don't see a pantry anywhere though. I saw that because the next slide has the fridge, like right next to the ovens, or maybe it was the one before that it showed.
I thought there was going to be one more. So is that
maybe that's the pantry, or is that a closet?
My guess is that's the pantry. I would guess.
Yeah. I mean, even if it's a closet, you're making it into a pantry.
I don't like when people think that black and brown go together ever. They don't. They just never have. They never will. I've never understood it. It makes no sense. You shouldn't have an accent piece that's black. You shouldn't have 2 accent pieces that are black. You shouldn't have a microwave that's black to offset this random brown color. Like, you just shouldn't do it. I think it's a terrible decision. But again, it's a little bit more functional. It doesn't look as nice as the other one, but it is a little bit more functional. They got better light in this one for sure. Yes, let's keep hopping around.
The thing that kills me though is, and I know we're not talking millions here, but we're at $500,000 plus, and these kitchens are just underwhelming. I mean,
I agree. For a statement house, $600,000, $559,000, $550,000, you're not getting a lot of kitchen for it.
No,
it's not ideal. So that's I agree with that. So let's all right, so it's a nice dining area. This one actually isn't that bad. I like the recessed roof here. But it's sort of bland. They've sort of ruined it.
I hate the color. Like I mean, they picked maybe the one other color that would have looked much worse than just keeping beige throughout.
Right.
I think if you got rid of that beige, I think that color actually might fly, but it does not fly with the beige. It doesn't look good. Because this beige does not go with any of the white.
I agree.
The other thing is the reason why you add a bay window to a room is to make it feel bigger. And then you put in this itty bitty 4 or 5 person table in this huge space. I'm not saying you have to fill the entire space with the table, but I don't know. It just seems it's kind of like the TV in the front room.
Or you could put the table more like into the space, so it feels like you have a bay window. You could make that like a reading area or a sitting area and move the table over a little bit, not to stuff the room, but to make it seem functional.
But I agree. Let's keep hopping through here.
Yep.
This is
that's got to be the master, I would assume.
It's a big room. That is a big room.
I can't believe they took the picture with the fan on.
The fan was definitely on.
And that is a pretty large chase lounge, or is that?
No, that's a massive chase /
It looks like it's bigger than the bed almost.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, this is a big room.
Yeah.
That is acknowledging to everyone that the spouses do not sleep in the same bed.
Oh, wow. Okay. So
the husband, I'm assuming.
Interesting.
I mean,
I like
that's
that.
like another bed.
I like where your head is at with that one. I agree with you. We got to get a TV or something on that wall, piece of art, something. The windows are kind of nice. I like what you're seeing over here. I don't like the blinds, but I like that window. That's kind of a decent look out there. Again, this beige is just killing me. I don't understand what they did with that.
I know.
But
they did match it to their bedspread to add more beige, though.
To make it even more drab. Yeah.
Yeah. They did do that. That is true.
You got another raised ceiling, which is cool though. I like that.
The raised ceiling is great. That's the best part of this whole room. Actually been the best feature in this house in those 2 rooms that we've seen it in.
I also cannot stand that here we don't have the blinds all the way up.
Yeah.
It's very weird. Very strange. Again, this room is so big. It's such a big room.
There's like
so great for that.
Looks like there's 3 ways to get into. Well, maybe that's the bathroom.
One of them's a bathroom. I'm guessing. I don't know I don't know what the other one is. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Interesting. I don't like that. I don't like the design, like the actual like coloring and all of that. But I like what I'm seeing here. I like what I'm seeing. I like the shower. I like having the full tub. I like it looks like a pretty big counter space. So I like that. This feels like a big room. I'm a fan of it. Functionally, not a fan of the way it looks.
No, not a fan of the way it looks either, but I do dig that shower. Looks pretty badass. I'm a little disappointed that they didn't just take the glass all the way up and also turn that into a steam shower as well.
I don't understand what's happening with that at all. That I've never liked that. I've never understood that. Maybe there's some sort of mold issue or something. I honestly, I don't know. I don't know why you wouldn't have that. I mean, again, it's a pretty nice bathroom. It's pretty big. The master suite here plus bathroom is huge. It's huge.
Right.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of a showpiece for what they're giving you, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like the bathroom is bigger than the kitchen, but anyway.
I think you're right.
I mean, again, this counter, it's a big counter. There's a lot of space there. I like that.
I hate these mirrors though, where it's just like the glass mirror.
Well, and I'm not a big fan. I mean, I get you go with the granite there, but it's just so busy and there's a lot of colors in there that don't match anything else in the, I don't know.
A lot of beige colors.
I'm not a huge fan. the countertop itself. But
no, I agree. I agree with that. It's not great. Yeah. So it's hot. Show me that. Gosh, this closet is.
This is surprising.
Size.
I was not expecting it because
it's very interesting.
The other house didn't seem to have closets. I didn't think about it.
No, not good size ones
until this. No,
this is a decent size walk-in.
Like whoever is buying this house, like their master area is gonna feel so big. Everything in the master. I mean, that's got to be that other door that we saw. That's got to be that other door.
Yeah,
it's just a closet.
Right.
It's a huge closet. I mean, that's a great closet right there. I like that. I like that a lot. So, all right, keep going. Let's see what else we got here.
So this seems to be the sitting room off to the left when you enter the house.
Oh,
this is off to the left.
Okay.
But it's they've used the space weird. It'd be like a living room in a traditional house.
Yeah, it's very strange. It's just a room. But again, there's a lot of
really
stuff you could
strange.
do.
I think it's laid out horribly wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is making it look like you just have too much space in your house.
Yeah.
I mean, you literally just put a couch that just faces a window, and that's there's no table in front of the couch. There's no, I don't know. That just seems really poorly laid out to me.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, another really, really good sized bathroom or bedroom.
Yeah.
Sorry. With a whole
it's got a
desk.
bay window in it too.
I love the bay window
with the desk.
I would have loved this room if I was a middle school teenage girl. Like this would have been.
I agree. I think that's great. These rooms are really big. They've got the great recessed
This is a different
ceiling.
one. Oh yeah. Okay.
This one is shoved in there a lot.
I can't tell if
a lot of stuff happening
those are
here.
Two closets or there's a bathroom.
I'm sure one of them. I'm sure one of them's a bathroom. Is my guess.
Okay.
I would be surprised if there was two closets. They got the little nice walkway. I always think that's kind of an interesting touch. You don't see that in every house. Another bedroom with, again, so much space. All of these bedrooms have a ton of space that you could do a lot with. I mean, this is a real oasis for anybody.
So you got
a full king size bed with a, you could put a gym. I mean, you could put some stuff in there. I mean, you could put a squat rack in there if you wanted. I mean, there is room for that. Or, if you're playing instruments, you can put plenty of room for instruments, art, anything, any hobby that the kid might have. This is a great room for that.
Yeah, you could also turn it into a theater. The way this room is set up, it would be an interesting way to do that, to add like a game room or something for your kids.
Yeah, no, 100%.
To like go in.
I totally agree. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff here.
All of the bathrooms are decorated the exact same.
Yes.
So it's that same countertop and it's that same tile.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same tile, same mirrors, same lights, all of that. Again, you just have another bedroom here. This would be like a home office or something that you might maybe want to put in, assuming that you didn't want to do that like right next to your front door. This would be kind of maybe one of those, unless you had another kid, because this is just another room for another bed for no reason really.
But still a good size.
It's good size for
beds.
Sure.
I would think that one would be lacking.
No, I agree.
Does this one have its own bathroom, or we're not going to find out?
I don't.
I guess we don't know.
I think one of those bathrooms might be shared. One of the two, they might share something. Okay, so another media room. I mean, this house is so big, but it's very weird because it's only 3,200 square feet. So it's very weird because it seems like we've already seen like all of the pieces you could possibly have, and yet they have a media room. But it seems like I've already seen everything that I need in the house already, so it's just interesting in that way.
This is, by the way,
it looks better from the back. Absolutely.
Oh, the back of the house is really pretty. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. This is much better. I'm not in love with everything that's happening with it, but that deck is really nice.
Yeah, the deck is really nice.
And this deck was obviously built in. This is what that other deck was trying to be. Right. This is what it was trying to be. The other one was nice, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't functionally the way it was set up and all of those things. It doesn't fit. This was obviously built with that in mind. This is an awesome deck that leads to what appears to be a pretty big yard. So there's a lot of good stuff I think that's happening here.
I have never seen this covering on a sofa before. That's
really interesting. I do like that, actually. I like that quite a bit.
I do. Yeah.
The amount of nature here is awesome. I like the amount of nature that I'm seeing here. That's great. I think that looks really cool.
Yeah.
I'm liking.
Oh, you have a little fire pit too?
Oh yeah. Yeah. This is cool. This is a great place to throw parties, to do something like that. Like this is really good. I like this. You are a little close to your neighbors on one side.
Yeah,
but
I was gonna say the other neighbor's right there.
You also have, if they aren't too loud, for basically, you've got a great kind of foresty area on the other side. So that's pretty cool. That's just something you're just kind of, it's a crapshoot, right? You're just sort of hoping for this.
Is that like on the property? That's cool as hell.
I couldn't tell if it was on the property or if that's like their house, their house, like it backs up.
And this is like an open space area for everyone or something?
That's my guess. My guess is that this is like kind of a community pond or something.
And then we get to see
which makes sense, right? We're in Hilton Head. This is, it's one of those playing communities, maybe the smallest community pool of all time.
Yeah, this is like, I think you can all share this with your neighbors.
Okay, so you're obviously in some community situation. Which is nice for Hilton Head. I mean, vacationing and
for sure.
It's not bad. There's more concrete here than there is pool, which is a problem for me. I get it's a community pool, but that makes it look very small. That's very weird. This is literally maybe the smallest community pool I've ever seen in my entire life.
You get more than 5 people in that pool, and it's annoying.
It's going to be a real problem. But again, you're pretty close here. I bet this looks pretty cool in the fall, all of that. So you get some nice nature with it. Again, there's some of the perks living in Hilton Head that you're not getting in other places. But certainly, so you can see here, obviously this is your neighbor on the right that we were seeing, but on the left, it appears you might have a neighbor there. But you are separated by those trees. And it's possible in the future, if this is kind of a long term for you, that you might have some trees growing up between you and the neighbor on the right.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
So in the future, you might be able to do something. I don't know what's happening here. I don't know enough about Hilton Head.
I don't know enough either.
Property.
This is just water.
Are you're trying to tell me you're not familiar with the May River? I mean,
I'll be honest with you.
One of the most famous rivers in all of,
The Callow Bulg sound is not one of the sounds that I know.
I know Puget.
The Puget, I would say Puget is pretty high on my list.
Yeah.
Is it the only one on your list?
Probably, yeah. That might be the only sound that I can come up with right now, other than the Calaboge.
Of Music is another one that's pretty high on my list. But certainly not the Calaboge. That's not where I'm at. But again, we're in a nice little area. You're relatively close to the ocean there. Obviously makes sense. Again, we're in Hilton Head, but you can kind of see we're in this nice little community. You're sort of secluded. You do have some other houses there, but it's kind of nice. And in comparison here, and so that must be, so if you see where that house is and then you look down, that's got to be that pond, or at least what I thought was the pond. And so that bench must be sitting somewhere in there. And so it's community, but you can get to it right off of your property.
Here's the thing I don't love though, because you can see the pool over there. But here's the thing that is really weird about this. It almost looks like you have these decent sized 3,000, 4,000 square foot homes, and then directly across from you, it's like a bungalow / shoved as many almost trailers in directly across from you. Now, granted, there's a moat. There's a moat separating you from
a moat
from the wrong side of the tracks, if you will. But it's laid out it's very weird.
It's an interesting thing. I think probably with those with the trees and everything, you're probably relatively insulated from that. But the point still stands. It is something that you do have to consider. So that's it. That's Hilton Head. Mm-hmm. So we are now this is the Battle of South Carolina. We saw Columbia 4 beds, 3 baths, 2,600 square feet, $559,000 versus Hilton Head at 5 beds, 4 baths, 3,200 square feet, and even 550,000. You guys have just over $500,000 to spend. These are your two choices. Which one are you taking?
Man. I mean, so everything aside, right? So doesn't matter that you're close to the ocean in one and not close to the ocean in another. We're just going on house, right? Just house
Correct.
alone.
House / property that you get to own. That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
Okay.
I think you can include the fact that there's a pool for Hilton Head. Like that would be considered part of what you pay for.
Yeah. I agree.
I am not in love with either one of these houses, quite frankly.
I agree.
There are definitely some cool things to these houses, but there's just not one that I'm sold on completely. I guess if I'm forced to make the decision here, I'm gonna go for the larger house that's closer to it's got the pool, it's got the amenities, it's got the sort of the private yard. So I'm gonna go with Hilton Head. I think you're getting more bang for your buck at Hilton Head too. You're getting much more square footage for a little bit less price, and that backyard is pretty badass. So I think Hilton Head is where I would go.
I would disagree. I don't think there's like you mentioned, it's not like I'm in love with any other house. I like that this house is a little bit more light and airy, and it doesn't feel like I'm walking back about 20 years. Hilton Head reminds me of 1991 pretty strongly, and there'd be a lot that I would have to change to make it happen. And for me, I'm not really from personal choice, I'm not really into large houses. I do think that the pool is a really cool feature and the backyards. But for me, this house just has the cute factor and the charm that will win me over every time. That is where you will get me.
Here's my question, because again, like you said, this is not a renovation show. This is not choose what city we want to live in. This is the property that we're buying. So here's my question. Fitting inside of that, because there is a slight price difference, how much do you think it would cost to repaint every single wall inside the Hilton Head house?
Probably $8,000 would be my guess.
Yeah, I was going to say 8 to 10 because they have large ceilings and you literally have to do every single room. Like it's not just you're doing.
Yeah. So in that case, if we think it's $10,000, or if we think we can get almost all of it done for the $9,000 difference, then I got to go Hilton Head because I love those bedrooms. I love all the bedrooms in there. I think they were huge. I liked what was happening. I hate the outside of this house. I can't stand the outside of this house. But I like the lot that it's on. I like the porch. I like kind of all that stuff. I like the having that little pond in the back. I like the trees. All of those things. That's all great. I can't stand any of those walls, and they did every one of them. They did every single one of them.
Yes.
If for the price difference, I'm going against the rules just a touch because, again, we usually don't do renovation and all that stuff. But I'm not renovating. I'm just paying the same amount of money. And all I'm doing is painting. That's it. That's all I get to do is just painting. I still hate this carpet or whatever. I'll take it. If I can redo all of the walls in this, every wall in here for like the $9,000, I got to go Hilton Head. Again, for the same reason, right? You're getting a lot of bang for your buck. There's a lot of positives that are coming out of this thing. I like the Hilton Head rooms. I like the recessed ceilings and a lot of those things. And I just wasn't in love. I didn't love either one of these, but I really wasn't in love with that other one. And the backyard was trying a little bit too hard. So this backyard sold it for me. These bedrooms sold it for me. So that's it. That's it. We are split decision. We're split decision today. Battle of South Carolina. we are splitting our decision. Two of us.
And not
Hilton
that
Head.
you asked me, but since you broke rules, but my decision is still the same, even
It's
if
still
I
the
were
same.
given money.
Okay.
I'm not changing.
That's fair. That's fair. I get it. You'll have plenty of extra curtain to make dresses out of, or whatever it is that you want to do. That'll be a
That's
positive
like
for you.
$10,000 worth of curtain. Let's be honest.
That's a minimum.
I'm getting a lot of equity.
You're getting a lot.
Oh, yeah.
You're getting a great deal on that. 100%. I totally agree. You also have a lot of nice blue plates, apparently. So that's good.
I love that touch.
I'm sure you do. I hated that. It was not great.
I know.
So that's it.
Never
That's
never
it.
understood the plates on the wall. Never understood it.
Me neither. We are at the end of this one. I enjoyed it. I like this one. We will be back again later in the week with another episode. If you're checking us out, please tell other people about us and like and follow and all of that stuff. We are on social media and on YouTube and Twitch and all of those things. So please check us out there. Spread the word. It helps us out. Otherwise, we'll be back next time with 2 more houses in 2 more cities. And we will be making 1 more decision. We will see everybody then.